What's up, everybody? Today we are doing a production and mix breakdown of the song Beta Male Love Supreme, written by myself and Andrew Morgan Smith and Nic Jackson. The song was kind of written backwards, and by backwards I mean I came up with a song title first. A lot of time I feel like what happens is you write a song and then you try and figure out a good name for it. In this case, I actually started with a song title. One songwriting trick that I do is I keep a note just of song title ideas. This could be cool turns of phrase, phrases you hear in everyday speech but you've never heard in a song, things that make you laugh, anything. If I hear something interesting, I'll write it down, and maybe it's already a song, but maybe it's not. So here it is. This is literally the note. It says song title ideas. I had this bass line and I had a drum beat, and I had this groove going, and I didn't have lyrics to go with it. So to get inspired, I just opened my song title ideas, and one song title that I'd written down was Beta Male Love Supreme. Now, Love Supreme might have been in my head because of John Coltrane, but this song has zero to do with John Coltrane, unfortunately. One of the things that I try and do with Moss Donkey music is to write music that is good, but doesn't take itself too seriously at the same time. And this title was just amusing to me, so I wanted to see what I could do with it. I thought this was a fun concept to kind of juxtapose a beta male, what a beta male is. Do you know what a beta male is? So to kind of do a James Brown funky machismo alpha energy, but with lyrics from the perspective of a beta male. So the idea lyrically for me was just to kind of build a song from the perspective of a nice guy who's trying to hit on a girl, but ironically he's singing it and doing it in this really James Brown kind of way. All right, so let's dive into the tracks. So this song actually started with this bass line. And this drum loop. I'm a sucker for 16th notes on the hi-hat. James Gatson is my hero. He's my favorite drummer of all time. Jordan Rose does most of my drumming, and he has the best 16th note feel. Unfortunately, this is not Jordan Rose. It is a drum sample. But let's listen to it. That's it. So that runs most of the song. That's mostly what is going on drum-wise. A tambourine comes in a little bit later. What do I have on the drums? I have an EQ that's doing basically nothing. And I have the decapitator. This is without. This is with. I only have it dialed in a little bit here. I like to use these Chad Blake presets, and I often will go with the tighten up preset, and then just dial it into how I want. This is crunchy all the way. I dial it back to about right there. On the bass, I have, let's see, that's the signal. I just go DI for my bass most of the time. This is DI. I use this bass. This is the bass I use on everything. It's a Squier PJ bass. Amazing, flat wound strings on it, and a sponge under here, Motown style. So let's see what I have on here. I have the stereo spreader. I have a compressor, doing quite a bit of work there. And I have this Match EQ. I don't remember what I matched this to. Match EQ is one of the most underrated plugins in Logic that I use way more than anyone else I know. So if you don't already know, this Match EQ plugin, you click learn and you play your sample. It learns it. Then you click reference. You drag in a reference MP3 from somewhere else. It could be a James Jamerson bass sound, isolated, whatever you want. Drag it in, and then you click match, and it EQs your existing track to your reference track, and it works amazing. I use it on everything. Anyway, so let's hear the bass and the drums together. All right. Let's see. What is this little guy? Just a little single. Tinkerbell. At the very beginning of the song, I set the mood with just some vinyl scratching. And this is something I figured out I'm actually overusing quite a bit, is the count in. The beginning of the song, 1, 2, 3. I need to stop doing that because I realized the other day almost all my songs have that.
3, 4.
That's me. Some claps in here. Some group claps that I pulled in from somewhere with a little bit of the old Wolf compressor on it. The song is actually pretty simple, and I wanted to keep it pretty sparse. So there's a really strong bass line that's pretty busy. There's the 16th note drum grooves. The guitars don't come in until, I think, the second verse. And the other big element is the sax. Now, I wrote the sax piece on guitar, and I sent the idea over to my dear friend, the brilliant Andrew Morgan Smith. If you don't know him, go find him, follow him, check him out. We write stuff together, and he's amazing. A lot of time, I think he writes better horn parts than I do, but I did actually write this horn part. I recorded it on some kind of horrible MIDI sound that I don't have anymore. But let's listen to Andrew's sax on its own. If I remember, he sent me a regular sax and then a sax maybe through a wah. I have got all kinds of stuff on here. Let's see. This is dry. And I have this channel EQ doing some boosting and cutting in other areas. I have this fat effects on it, doing whatever that's doing. And I have gain for no apparent reason, doing very little. Another punch and crunch, that's doing a lot. Wolf compressor. It's at 30%, but this thing is strong, so it does a lot. I like to use this micro shift. It does a lot. It has a lot of great presets, but yeah, it just gives you a stereo spread that is really cool on. It's cool on synths. I use it on the horn in this case. I use it on vocals quite a bit. That's without. That's with. And then, lastly, I have this little OTT guy in that's just turned up a tiny bit. You can hear the keys on the saxophone, and I love that. All right, so that's kind of the let's see, we got drums so far, we got bass, we got sax, we got claps, a little shaker. It is really important. The longer I produce music, the more important I realize it is to keep introducing new sounds. Take a sound out, put a new sound in. If you have a clap, take the clap out, put a shaker in, put a tambourine hit. Just something to keep it interesting and something new happening, and it keeps the listener's ear engaged and keeps it interesting for you too. We also have congas. I really love to have a wide spread on congas. If you have the drums up the middle, to have the congas wide. And so that's what I have here. A lot of time for wide, a cheat that I'll use is the 2 different drummers preset on the Goodhertz Wow plugin. This is without it, and this is with. Kind of bounces the sound around, gives it a good wide feel. That just feels great. All right, we're coming up to the guitar. I'm not even touching the vocals yet. We're going to kind of leave that till last. That guitar finally comes in there. Just super simple. I also strongly encourage you to actually play it through. Don't just play a bar and copy and paste. Play it all the way through. It just gives diversity and it makes it feel more, it makes it real. This song is an F, so I think the temptation could be, if you're a guitarist, just to do something on the F. some kind of riffy thing, funky on the F. But actually this riff is built around the third of the chord. So the bass is kind of circling the F, so the guitar riff kind of circles around the third. So I'm playing a riff starting on the A. It just gives it a much fuller sound if you pick a different chord tone and build a riff around that. All right, so let's hear what it sounds like with that mixed in. The hard pan, not totally hard, but it's pretty far left. I'm not scared of hard panning. All of my favorite music has hard panning in it. The Beatles would pan the entire drum set far to one side. So I feel like music's gotten really boring in terms of panning. I still love the 70s, 60s and 70s style panning. Like when stereo was first introduced, they went nuts with the panning, and I go nuts with the panning. I feel like it gives it a wider sound, and I like it. Now, it does mean that if you're in Walmart or one of your speakers is blown, you might only be hearing half the music, but I don't know. Fix your headphones. So I knew that for this song, I was going to need a specific type of vocalist. I had a pretty precise demo sketched out of what I wanted the vocals to do. I just couldn't execute it the way I wanted it to, so enter Nic Jackson. Nic is an amazing vocalist, performer, songwriter. We've done, I think, 3 songs together now. Now, unfortunately, the original session that I mixed the vocals in was separate from my main session here, and I lost it. It crashed. Thankfully, I have all the vocal stems saved elsewhere, and I have the mix down right here. Now, an amazing life hack is that you have to spend way less time post-production with the vocals if you have an amazing vocalist. Now, this obviously everybody would love to work with an amazing vocalist, and I was blessed to do so in this case. Let's listen to his lead vocal here.
You look electric. Want a little bit of your love. You're something like the Rito Ranch. One bite ain't nearly enough, but I lack confidence.
All right, so that's the main. He actually, I told him, I was like, feel free, run through it, do ad libs, do whatever you feel. And so I have these little breaths that he did and these little shout outs that he did, and I just pan them left, right. One would be hard left, one would be hard right. You can see kind of in the waveform here. Some are on one side, some are on the other side. Let's listen to him. I love it.
Come on. Ow. Baby.
Nic's voice is so good, man. But when you hear it in context with everything else going on, let's listen. When you hear it in context with everything else going on, it sounds really good and keeps everything interesting. Listen.
You look electric. Want a little bit of your love. You're something like the Rito Ranch. One bite ain't nearly.
All right, and let's see what this last one is. This is the BGVs. This is the background vocals. So he mainly doubles the actual Beta Male Love Supreme line. So he says,
Beta Male Love Supreme, Love Supreme.
It's either 2 or 3. I think it's just 2. And let's hear it all together.
I be your Beta Male Love Supreme, Love Supreme.
You can see here, I talked about the micro shift a little while ago. The lead vocal, I put this OTT on because it helps cut through the mix a little more. Let's listen to it without it.
Want a little bit of your love, you're something like the Rito Ranch. One bite ain't nearly enough, but I lack confidence.
It just puts a lot of air on it.
Not the man of your dreams, but if you let me, girl, I'll be your Beta Male Love Supreme.
All right, I got to cut to where he's going nuts here. Forgot to say that the guitars do a chanky thing here. I double the guitars. I have one left, one right. Temptation with guitar, because I'm a guitarist, is to do way too much, get way too busy, put way too many guitar tracks. With this one, I really wanted to just have really simple guitars. So that's one guitar, and the other guitar is doing... with the bass. One of those guitars is actually the Dan Electro baritone, which is also Andrew Smith's. But I have been keeping it indefinitely. Shh, don't tell Andrew, I still have it.
Electric. I wanna.
These ad-libs are great. Structure-wise, the song is actually really short and sweet. It's actually over, let's see, how long is the entire song? It's like 2 minutes long. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. We'll break down another song.